Hey everyone, welcome back to a new channel. Today we are talking about something called the H1B visa. Now you might be wondering what's a visa and why is this a big deal? Don't worry, I'll explain everything. So grab a snack and let's dive in. All right, first thing first, what is an H1B visa? Think of it like a golden ticket that lets people from other countries come to the United States to work in job that needs special skills. And these are jobs like being a computer engineer, scientist, or even an architect. Basically, anything that needs a lot of brain power and usually a college degree. All right. So when we go a little back about in history, the US government started this program in the year 1990. Okay, when did government start? In the year 1990, and they wanted to help companies find workers with skills that were actually hard to find in America during that time. All right, but here's the catch: there's a limit to how many golden tickets or visas are handed out every year. And only 65,000 for people with regular college degrees and 20,000 extra for those with master's degrees or higher. All right. So, uh, H1B visa 1990 में start किया था और it's like a golden ticket for especially for those people who wanted to work in other countries, not in other countries but basically who are from other countries and who wanted to work in US. और कोई भी ये नॉर्मल जॉब के बारे में यहाँ पे बात नहीं होती है. H1B visa basically is given to people who are having special skills like कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर हो गए, साइंटिस्ट हो गए, आर्किटेक्ट हो गए, जिसमें ज्यादा ब्रेन पावर की जरूरत होती है. ठीक है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई इज एवरीवन टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. सी, most of these visas over 70%, yes, over 70%. See, students, everything is written in this article, you just have to go through it. Okay, so I'm giving you in a summarized form. uh, yes, 70% of these visa it go to people from India. Yes, from our country only. तो हमारे भारतीय, हमारे इंडियंस को 70% ये H1B वीजा जाता है. Now that's a lot, right ना? Right? And China comes in second position. After India, China comes in second position. But their share is much smaller, around 12%. Yes, around 12%. And this has made some people in the US upset, especially supporters of former President Donald Trump. Right? And we know that recently Donald Trump also won the uh, presidential election. Right? Because the supporters of Donald Trump, they feel that these visas might be taking away jobs from Americans. उनको लगता है कि अमेरिकन से जॉब चली जाएगी. Now here's the twist: the jobs these visa holders are doing are in super demanding fields like tech, where companies like Google, Amazon, and Meta, they these tech giants, they need a lot of workers, and these companies say that they can't find enough skilled Americans to fill all the roles. Right, so they bring in workers from India and other countries. But why is this controversial? See, some people say that companies are using the H1B visa program as a way to hire workers for less money. Now, think about it. If a company can pay someone from another country less than they would have to pay an American, they might choose the cheaper option, right? अब दो option है, right? For example, I'm just giving an example. This is just a hypothetical situation. We have worker 1 and worker 2. तो वर्कर 1 को हम कितना पे कर रहे हैं? फॉर एग्जाम्पल $100, राइट, $100. और जो वर्कर 2 है वो दूसरी कंट्री से आया है, राइट, माइग्रेंट है. अब इसको ये 80 $80 में वो रेडी हो गया है काम करने के लिए. तो कंपनी किसको प्रिफर करेगी? ऑफ कोर्स सेकंड वर्कर को. क्योंकि उसे इनपुट कम देना पड़ रहा है, इनपुट कम इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ रहा है, राइट? सो दे विल definitely choose the cheaper option. In fact, about 65%, yes, 65% of Indian H1B workers make less than 100,000, make less than 100,000 a year. Now compare that to the average salary of a tech workers in the US, which is over, yes, this is which is over 104,000. तो एवरेज इंडियन वर्कर को कितना मिल रहा है? 100,000. But Americans, they are getting paid salary for the same kind of job is 104,000. So critics say this isn't fair to American workers who might not be able to compete with those lower wages. So they are saying that they are not able to compete with those lower wages, right? On the flip side, companies argue that they need these workers to stay competitive. And big names like Amazon, Infosys, and Google hire thousands of H1B workers every year. And they say it's not about saving money, it's about finding the best talent. For example, Elon Musk, the guy who's behind Tesla and SpaceX, supports H1B visas because he says there's a huge shortage of skilled engineers. But even Musk says the system needs fixing. He suggests raising the minimum salaries for H1B workers. That way, it wouldn't be cheaper to hire them, and companies would only bring in the best and brightest. Right? Okay. So, what does this mean for for people like you and me? Well, this debate is really about the future of worker and education. If companies need more tech workers, there's a hint that learning skills like coding, engineering, or science could open up big opportunities for you in the future. At the same time, it's also a reminder to value fairness in the job market. All right, so it's also a chance. ये एक also एक जो पूरी जो debate चल रही है, ये एक ऐसा chance भी है to think about how countries like India and China producing so many skilled workers, right? कि इतना ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, इतने ज़्यादा स्किल्ड वर्कर्स प्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं जो कि बाहर जाने के लिए, बाहर जाकर वो एवरेज जो वहाँ के नेटिव हैं उनसे कम सैलरी में, कम वेजेस में काम करने के लिए रेडी हो गए हैं, राइट? एंड देयर इज आल्सो अ कांसेप्ट कॉल्ड ब्रेन ड्रेन. यस, I want you all to find out what does brain drain means. Yes, brain drain, right? Brain drain. This is your homework. You have to find out what is brain drain, right? And how is it related to this whole controversy, right? Yes. So back to the topic. We were talking about like how India and China are producing so many skilled workers, right? Now, there's also a fact. Did you know that India has 2.5 million graduates, STEM graduates? STEM. STEM stands for science, technical, engineering, mathematics, right? So, uh, we have 2.5 million STEM graduates every year. Now, compare that to the US, which has just 820,000. Maybe that's something America can work on, right? Making education in science, technology, engineering, and math, or simply STEM even stronger, right? So, what can be done? Now, how do we fix the H1B program? Now, there are a lot of ideas. Some people think the US should focus more on training its own workers for these high demand jobs. और बाकी लोग ये भी सोचते हैं कि that there should be increase in the minimum salary for H1B workers so that the system could become fairer. And then there are those who believe the US should just increase the number of visas available so more talented people can come in, right? Now, What's clear is that this is a big issue with no simple solution. It's about balancing the needs of businesses, workers and the economy as a whole. तो मतलब एक simple solution नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा सोचना समझना है, right? And before we wrap up, here are some quick fun facts about H1B visas. तो कुछ facts हैं जिन्हें हमें समझना है, right? हमने analysis तो कर लिया, अब जरूरत है कुछ fun facts समझने की. Yes, see, the top employer for H1B visa, the top employer for H1B workers this year is Amazon. इस साल का सबसे ज्यादा जो H1B वर्कर्स का एम्प्लॉयर है वो कौन है? Amazon, right? And most H1B workers come from India followed by China. तो सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ से आते हैं? इंडिया followed by China. And see, अब इसको आप कैसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हो? Just the other day we have covered an article on how how much India received remittance in the year 2024, and India was the highest receiver of remittances globally, right? It was around 1.29 billion. और यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा H1B workers कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? इंडिया से, right? So you can connect these 2 points. And H1B program, when we talk about H1B program, it was created back in 1990. That's over 30 years ago. So what do you think? Should the US change the H1B program, or is it already working fine? It's a tricky question. But one thing's for sure, the world of work is changing fast. And it's exciting to think about where we will fit into it. All right. So that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me and learning about the H1B visa program. If you like this episode, share it with your friends and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to tune in for the next episode. Until then, stay curious and keep asking questions. Bye bye.